4 teams remain in the chase for the Calder Cup. Welcome to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast.
Welcome back to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Connor, and with my brother Kyle, and we are brought to you by the Hockey Podcast Network, and we are sponsored by DraftKings. What's up, Kyle? How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Excited to talk some playoffs. I mean, it's playoffs in like every hockey league across the board. So
yeah, it's been real cool. We got like Western Michigan winning a cup. We got the Lumberjacks winning a championship. Had the Saginaw win last year. It's just been crazy. A lot of championships here in Michigan.
Yeah, so we just want you guys to know we're a show brought to you by the fans, for the fans. We're not officially sponsored by the Grand Rapids Griffins or the Detroit Red Wings. We bring to the show because we watch a lot of Grand Rapids Griffins hockey, and we just want that information to get out there most of the time as soon as we can. So, in Griffins news, we have to say goodbye to Emil Viro. He has departed, and we are looking to see him over with the Malmo Redhawks now, the SHL.
Yeah, for this year, he played 52 games for the Griffins with 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points with a negative 15. He did some cool things, but it didn't seem like he had the final touch to it. And with the crowded room, it seems like he's the dude to get pushed out. With Axel Sandin Pellikka coming in, you notice he was scratched along with a couple other guys. He's just wasn't going to have a good future there here in this team. So best for him to go and play for the Redhawks.
We'll wish you the best of luck, Emil Viro. So we can talk about USA winning gold in the IIHF Hockey World Championship. So congratulations to USA and all the players.
Yeah, it's been the first time in a long time USA takes gold. But in second place with silver, Switzerland, and then fourth place with bronze, Sweden. We had a lot of 3 Sweden guys there. We had Lucas Raymond, Simon Evansson, and Eric Gustafsson from Sweden. Lucas Raymond having a good showing, 5 goals for 6 assists with a +9. So real impressive numbers there. Simon Evansson was solid defensively. Didn't get a lot in the offensive zone, but he got 1 assist +2. Eric Gustafsson actually shocking with all the points he got. He had 7 assists and he was +3, so great showing from our Swedes.
Yeah, and a late benching for Eric Gustafsson late in that tournament. So there's a lot to say about that. I know he wasn't too excited about it. It seemed like he was doing pretty good, so questionable. Then down in Germany, we got Mortit Seider captaining for his team, and he ended up with 1 assist for ±0 as they were not in the finals.
And I gotta say the most impressive to start was Marco Kasper. He had 4 goals, 3 assists, and a +8. Real impressive stuff by Marco Kasper and Lucas Raymond in this tournament. And then we got Latvia. We got Traumax.
Eduards Traumax in Latvia got 3 goals, 4 assists for a point. Pretty good showing considering that he might be a player that makes the Griffins roster. So very interesting to see.
And then we got first round pick Michael Branson Nygaard playing for Norway, 4 assists, and he was a -2. Those guys clean up the defense, but I like what I see from Michael Branson Nygaard so far. I really like the kid. I really think he's got that big slap shot, and I'm really excited to see if he comes back to GR next year.
Yeah, so good to see all these guys performing at Worlds. It's always fun to watch, especially, Marco Kasper continuing his pesky play in this league. So really fun to see, and always good to have a couple guys that are on top of the leaderboards. So in other hockey league, we got PWHL that has wrapped up with Minnesota winning 2 years in a row, the Calder Cup. So congratulations to the Minnesota Frost.
Yeah, they're actually my favorite team, so I'm really excited to see that. Get a Detroit team is all I gotta say.
They most certainly need a team in Detroit here, especially when they brought their tour to the LCA. We packed that thing, so hopefully sooner than later. It looks like they got 2 extension teams already. Hopefully Detroit will be on there shortly. And then the Stanley Cup playoffs, they're winding down to the last 2 teams. Florida and Edmonton will compete for the Stanley Cup Finals again.
Rematch. Last year, Edmonton had a 3-0 start, was going for the sweep, and then Florida performed the reverse sweep and won. Crazy outcome. Let's see if Edmonton learned from that. Let's see if Florida's just unbeatable. It's going to be a big matchup, and I'll be watching every game of that.
Yeah, it seems crazy. Like they got the trophy for the Western Conference Final, and Edmonton touched it. Florida refused to touch it. So we'll see what happens.
Who are you picking?
I think Florida's going to win it. They just too pesky.
Yeah, after last year's meltdown in the locker room by McDavid, I'm kind of for Florida again, too.
We'll see what happens. Both of these teams have been obviously back-to-back years in the Stanley Cup Finals, and it's just going to be just a brutal, might be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I'm a big Hurricanes fan. I really want the Hurricanes to make it. They've been really close so many years now. Rod Brind'Amour is a really cool coach, but they just can't ever seem to get past like Florida or Tampa, or they can't ever get too far. So Florida it is again. I almost want to root Edmonton, but I really don't like McDavid and Draisaitl. I don't like them guys.
I was really thinking it was going to be Dallas and Carolina this year to make it to the finals, but they made it to the conference again, and that's just how it's gone. So Dallas and Carolina is who I picked, but we get Florida and Edmonton. So yeah, you got to watch out for Florida considering the Charlotte Checkers are marching their way right to the finals as well. But
And then the Everglades made it to the semifinals,
yeah,
the conference finals, CHL.
yeah.
Everglades. And they lost.
Speaking of the ECHL, we can go ahead and talk about our Toledo Walleye affiliate, who has made their way all the way to the Kelly Cup Finals and will compete with the Trios Rivieras Lions. Hopefully, I said that right. So it'll be kicking off today, be Saturday. They will start off, and we will compete. Hopefully, the Toledo Walleye walk away with a championship.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be a really tough team. I think the Walleye got a good team also. I'm really excited. I don't know much about the Walleye, so we're not really going to sit here and talk a whole bunch about it, but they're our affiliate team. And we did used to cover the Walleye a little bit. We had one of our buddies from Toledo, season ticket member, would do it. So if anyone wants to talk about Walleye, message us.
Well, we got to go over at least some of the points here. You know, some of the players that played for the Grand Rapids Griffins, like Trenton Bliss and Tyler Spezia, up on the top of the leaderboards here. But it sure seems like Brandon Hawkins always finds a way to lead this team. So 22 points at the top. Trenton Bliss with 20. Micah Lewandowski coming back from an injury and getting 11 points in this playoff. So good stuff here. Then on the defense, we got Jalen Smerek leading the way with 12 points. We got Nick Andrews down there with 3 points still. Hopefully, in this finals, he's getting all the experience he needs to bring to the Griffins next year, because if the Griffins don't make some signings on defense, it's looking like he's slotted for the lineup. So,
Yeah, he had that really cool breakaway goal. That was really cool. Nice to see that.
yeah, let's get some more points for the kid who signed the Grand Rapids contract for sure. And then we got to talk goalies, as both of these players, hopefully John Bednar signs again for Grand Rapids. We got Bednar and Carter Geilander rotating pretty efficiently with 8 games played for Bednar and 7 games played for Geilander. Goals against average for Bednar is 2.52. Geilander has a respectable 2.59.
Both nice numbers.
Yeah, and same thing. They're both above 0.9 for the save percentage at 0.908 for Jan Bednar and 0.902 for Geilander. So
both of them have pretty close numbers.
Yeah, love to see it, as both of these guys have played time for Grand Rapids.
So we'll get into the Calder Cup playoffs. We're down to 4 teams here in the Calder Cup playoffs. It's gotten intense. Griffins falling out in the division semifinals to the Texas Stars. The Texas Stars end up beating Milwaukee, and they are in the Final Four. Then Colorado ends up losing to Abbotsford. Abbotsford and Texas face off the conference.
Yeah, and Laval Rocket finally clear the way of Rochester Americans, Buffalo's affiliate team. So Laval will move on to the conference finals, and Charlotte Checkers swept the Hershey Bears, moving on. They were the first team in. So the Laval versus Charlotte, and Charlotte Checkers are leading that series 2-0 already, laying the hammer down on one of the games with a nice 5-1 victory. So these teams do not like each other, it looks like, as Charlotte is playing almost like their affiliate, Florida.
Yeah, big matchups. I'm for Charlotte to win. Always like the checkers.
Yeah, and then looking over on the other side with the Texas and Abbotsford, it looks like Abbotsford goalie able to shut down Texas Stars.
Come on.
Yeah, in game one at least. Because as we can get into the goal scoring leaders for the AHL, Texas Stars are leading the way with both Justin Ryokoven and Cole Lind with 7 goals on top here. Linus Carlson has 7 goals himself for Abbotsford, leading the way in that matchup.
Yeah, crazy. It's all about to the end. Season's about to be over, and it's going to be a nice off season. Hopefully, that with the transaction.
So for points, Justin Ryokoven has 15 points. Cameron Hughes has 15 points with 12 assists. Only 3 goals with 12 assists here in the playoffs. The Texas Stars have just accumulated points as they have high numbers with only 9 games played.
Yeah, the next guy has 13 played. Linus Carlson. Canucks.
So then the finish off with the goalies here. We also have Askarov has the best goals against average, obviously no longer in the playoffs, with a save percentage of 0.935. And Arturs Silov from Abbotsford Canucks has been unreal with 13 games played, the most out of all the goalies here. He's got a goals against average of 1.74 and a save percentage of 0.937. So, yeah, he is looking like the most ready goalie out of this whole bunch here. But Capo Kakinen, absolutely looking great over there for Checkers, really shutting down Laval Rocket so far with a goals against average of 1.78 and a save percentage of 0.925. And then Remy Poirier is down there at number 8, the only other goalie hanging on here in the playoffs with goals against average of 2.01 and a save percentage of 0.928, which is very respectable as well. So that should wrap us up for our Calder Cup conference finals update. So yeah, we can go ahead and get into our DraftKings ad.
The fastest game on ice just hit another gear. Welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs, where legends are made and every shift could turn the tide. And now, with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you can take every slap shot, breakaway, and overtime thriller to the next level. New to betting on the Stanley Cup playoffs? You're in for an exciting time. Getting started is a breeze. Fire up that DraftKings Sportsbook app, pick your team to win, lock in your wager, and you're off to the races. It's fast, simple, and puts you in the middle of the action. Maybe you think the Florida Panthers have a solid chance to win the Stanley Cup, or maybe you're thinking the Edmonton Oilers will give them a run for their money. Just know that lines and odds are subject to change. Here's the kicker. New customers who bet just $5 will score $300 in bonus bets if their wager hits. That's right, turn $5 into a playoff payout. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code THPN. That's promo code THPN to unlock $300 in bonus bets when your $5 bet wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Wheel Casino and Resort, Kansas. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see bkng.co/audio. Copyright 2025 NHL.
Welcome back. So now we're going to get into the final segment of the episode, which is the penalty box. We're going to throw someone into the penalty box for a 2-minute minor, a 4-minute double minor, 5-minute major, or game misconduct in the penalty box. So, Kyle, who are you throwing into the box today?
So a belligerent fan down in Colorado, after the loss to the Abbotsford Canucks, decides to throw a chair at the Abbotsford broadcaster. I thought the broadcaster handled the situation very maturely. It also got the have another beer comment in on him. So Yeah, that's like some of the worst insult you can get, especially if you're in Canada. Have another beer. So this unruly fan literally tossed a chair at the announcer on his way out of the arena, which is just unreasonable. Like, come on, guys. We're hockey fans. We're all just here to watch the sport. No one needs to get that upset over it. I respect the announcers in the AHL. They all work really hard to do what they do. If someone tried to assault Bob Kaiser, I'd have his back for sure.
Yeah, I would probably throw a chair at that guy.
Yeah. So, definite 5-minute major for the fan that tossed a chair at the Abbotsford announcer.
Yeah, so who I am going to throw into the penalty box, Walmart, has a sign up that says, attention customers, high school students under the age of 17 are no longer allowed in the store during the hours of 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. without parent or guardian. So, pretty sure their parents are at work to start during that time. Say you're coming out of school, you just want to stop and get yourself a drink or something, buy some Powerade or something. Go to Walmart without your parents. I get the risk of stealing or whatever when you go in with big groups. Like even at our hometown Meyer, there's a bunch of hoodlums that hang out in the parking lots and stuff. I get you don't want them all going in, but like keep it a limit to like 2 people, 3 people, 3 teens at a time, or don't like lock them out the whole day. Like how are they going to get there at 7 p.m.? Only time they're going to be.
And honestly, 7 p.m. is when they're going to be there to cause issues.
Yeah.
And anytime later than 7 p.m. But to me, I think they're just going to either A, take their business across the street to the other store, or B, just end up in your parking lot, hanging out in the parking lot because they're not trying to buy things anyways, most likely. They're just there to hang out, or it's on their way home and they all hang out. Kind of what happens. So I can't really kick them out of your parking lot.
Yeah, they'll probably be in Meyer parking lot. That doesn't work out. Target.
Yep.
Kmart,
Costco, Aldi's.
Yep, so 2 minutes in the box for that. So that should wrap us up for this episode. We're going to be doing some players in the pipeline this year. We're going to be going over some players, trying to get some people on to talk about different players that they've watched all year, opposed to us not knowing what we're talking about.
Yeah, we watch a lot of Griffins hockey. Doesn't leave us a whole lot of room to watch a bunch of other hockey all the time. So we just, when other people have actually watched the player, we want to hear their opinions on them. So
yeah, absolutely. And we want more people to be able to come in and talk about hockey. I mean, it's so fun to talk about hockey. It's fun doing this podcast. We just love doing it, and we want to get more people involved. So go Griffins.
Go Griffins. Catch you on the next one.
Thank you for listening to the Griffins Pipeline podcast. If you enjoyed the show, give us a 5-star review. We are part of the Hockey Podcast Network. We are not partnered with the Grand Rapids Griffins, Detroit Red Wings, or Toledo Walleye. We are not experts. We are just die-hard fans looking to make a community with others alike. Let's go Griffins Nation. Join the fun, like and follow us on Facebook and X, or call into the show and have your opinion heard 1-616-319-1175. Thank you. Grand Rapids Griffins, Toledo Walleye, and Detroit Red Wings. Players, coaches, websites, and social media. Thank you AHL.com, NHL.com, ETL.com, EliteProspects.com, and anyone else putting out information on the teams. Until next time, go Griffins. Go Red Wings, go Walleye.